Hornet Talk here at 627 Event Space. We'll be with you now every single Monday after the Christmas break has now been completed, and we'll wrap up there the first Monday in March, right before the MIAA tournament. So set your calendars now and come on down and join us here at 627 Event Space. We'll have today's specials here. Your Hornet Game Day headquarters at 627 Event Space, 627 Commercial, downtown Emporia, on special every Monday, $5 for a small chicken finger basket. You can try out the Hornet, $7, margarita on the rocks with some heat, and a rimmed glass with some spice. Try it out here today. Drink specials every single day here at 627 Event Space. Also want to welcome those of you listening online at KVOE.com/listen, and we're also streaming on the ESU Athletics YouTube channel. But we always start, as we have this year, with today's specials, some highlights from previous games. Obviously, we had a little bit of a wide variety of games we could have picked from here today, but there were a couple of games that I didn't get to. I didn't get to the Angelo State game, obviously, couldn't be in Kansas City and in Texas at once. But we're going to start today with the Emporia State Lady Hornets, as we normally do. And we'll start with a basket by Vanessa Coleman, who had a career day against Bellevue, and this basket was set up by Kayla Noonan. That one pinballed off. Noonan with the rebound, though. She gets an offensive board. In some trouble. Finds an open Coleman. Lets the three fly. Bingo! Vanessa Coleman already with a new career high. She ended up finishing with 16 career high points in this game. And Gracie Gilpin also benefited from a Noonan rebound later in the contest. Flicks it up for three. It is short. Rebound. Noonan's got it. She wants to run. 3-on-1 break. Kicks it out. Open three. Gracie Gilpin. You betcha! Great decision there in the open court by Noonan to give Gracie her first basket of the game. And Noonan's not always the one leading the break, but she made a great decision there to find Gracie. We rewarded her with the three-point basket. Then late, you thought maybe late in one of the periods, you thought that maybe they're going to play for the last shot. It was a defensive stop by Macy Gandy, and Gracie made a great basketball decision for the Lady Hornets. Far side, Malone, shot blocked by Gandy, rebound tapped, saved on the baseline by Coleman. Here comes Casey. Lady Hornets want to run. 20 seconds left, shot clock is off. Gilpin makes a basketball play as she dribbles right side, beat two Bruins, got herself a layup. Lady Hornets by 9. Lady Hornets went on to beat Bellevue 73-65 in the last week of the season. They had a 10-point win over Lincoln earlier in the week. Meanwhile, for the Hornets, they had a couple of 100-point performances last week against Kansas Christian. They beat them 113-60, and then 101-58 as they beat up on the Sterling Warriors. And Jack Weigus, he's known for his three-point shooting, but he had a finish inside the arc in that blowout win over the Warriors. Here's Weigus, blows by a man, attacks on a Baraki, and he finished over the top of him. What a finish, 6'3", Jack Weigus. He was going up over a 6'8" player there for Sterling to get that layup. And later in the game, it was an offensive stick back by Devin Conley. Kick to the corner. Jones lets it fly for a three. Too hard. Tip good by Conley. Offensive stick back. There were plenty of offensive highlights for Emporia State on Saturday, and a lot of them were by Justin Mack. He was a big bright spot on Saturday at the Hawks in Kansas City. Here is Mack, steps right to the build his career high, and he will. Mack is 7 of 8 from the field, 16 points in this game. But unfortunately, a 4-point deficit turned into a loss, 90-72, at a very good Rockhurst squad to wrap up the first. Mack had a great game offensively. He was 8 of 9 from the field and finished with a career high 18 points. So a great way to end up the first semester offensively for Justin Mack, but the Hornets could not get the win in KC. Coming up on the show today, we'll be joined by Coach Billeter of the Hornets to wrap things up as normal. We'll also talk with Jack Weigus, the freshman guard from Willowbrook, Illinois. But we'll have a couple of segments with Coach MJ when we come back to talk about the Lady Hornets' first semester, her first semester, the Christmas break, and also getting set for the Jennies and the Mules. And then later on, it's the Turnpike Tussle on Saturday. New Year's Day is when the schedule resumes for the basketball teams as they head to the Hughes Athletic Center, the old multi in Warrensburg, Missouri, for a Central Missouri doubleheader that will begin with maybe a little bit of a different tip time for New Year's Day. It'll be a 5:30 tip time, so the normal Thursday night tip times for the midweek games in the MIAA. That means a 5 o'clock RV Doc pregame show. We'll have it for you on Mix 104.9. And then we'll have the doubleheader coming up for you on Saturday against Washburn. The Washburn men, by the way, are undefeated, 13-0, and ranked number 1 in the country. And that is a traditional for Washburn, at least 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock tip-off time. We'll have those games for you at the 12:30 RV Doc pregame show on Saturday at Washburn in Topeka, also on Mix 104.9. We'll get set for the Mules and Jennies tonight and take a little peek ahead to Washburn coming up here on the show today. We'll bring in Coach MJ right after this and get set for the Jennies and the Mules. That's coming up next year, live from 627 Event Space. This is Hornet Talk. You're listening to Emporia State Basketball.
At Newman Regional Health, our local providers are here to care for the people who matter most, our friends, family, and neighbors. From annual checkups to everyday care, they're here to help you stay healthy, feel your best, and achieve your healthy goals. Call 620-343-2. Schedule your appointment today or visit us online at newmanrh.org. Newman Regional Health, here to support you and the community we call home.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally instead. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
For a free personal protection review, contact Shelter Agent Kelly Medrano in Emporia.
Catch the spirit and gear up for game day with Sports Connection, Kansas leading team sporting goods provider. Sports Connection is your go-to for anything sporting goods, with the biggest brands in sports at competitive prices. Whether you're there for the tailgate or touch game day that's you. Show your Hornet pride and get your fan gear at Sports Connection, 2721 West 15th. Slingers up.
Headed to the game or celebrating after? Swing by 627 Event Space Bar and Grill. Whether you're grabbing a burger before kickoff, winding down with a beer after the buzzer, 627 has you covered. Emporia's go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and unbeatable vibes. 627 Event Space Bar and Grill, the new home for Hornet Talk at 627 Commercial. Proud supporters of the Emporia State University Hornets. Stingers up!
River in Kansas. Is your car ready? The team at Black Creek Diesel and Automotive is proud to be a part of the NAPA network. With over 14,000 NAPA Auto Care Centers, you'll always have an ASE certified mechanic nearby. The next time you need service, head to Black Creek Diesel and Automotive for the expertise and quality service you need to keep your ride on the road wherever you're headed. Black Creek Diesel and Automotive, 3105 West 6th Avenue in Emporia.
Save big on your auto loan at Emporia State Federal Credit Union. For a limited time, qualified buyers can finance their car purchase or refinance their existing loan for as low as 4.75% APR. You must apply before 12/31/25, so act fast. Apply today at esfcu.com. Text or call today 620-342-2336. APR equals annual percentage rate. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply. All loans are subject to approval.
Mix 104.9.
Welcome back here to 627 Event Space, getting set for the Jennies and the Mules, a long MIAA rivalry between all these teams, and we'll have it for you coming up on Thursday, New Year's Day. Bring in the new year with the Lady Hornets and Hornets on the road in Warrensburg, Missouri. A 5:30 doubleheader start. The RV Doc pregame show coverage begins at 5 o'clock on Mix 104.9. After the Christmas break, ready to start her first gauntlet through the MIAA. Coach MJ Baker here on the show as she is back from Christmas. I know you've seen, first of all, welcome back.
Thank you.
Saw you practice this morning, and you said that you guys had a great Christmas break. I'm assuming back to Florida?
Yep, back to Florida.
For a little bit of time?
4 days.
Okay. Well,
Really quick.
yeah, not much time, obviously, with only 7 days off. I'm assuming in junior college, you guys don't necessarily have the 7-day period where you can't do anything. I know you've got time off, but what was it like to have this period in midweek in Division II, this life in the balance break?
Yeah, I think it was awesome that we all had the same dead week, so we're all in an even playing field, even though we're not all coming out and playing the same opponents.
Yes.
But it was really good that we knew that everyone was on the same playing field.
What was it like to be back in Florida, and how did you guys enjoy the Christmas break and kind of bring in the Christmas holiday?
Well, I was hoping for like a 6'3" post player for Christmas, but I
Sure.
haven't got that yet, so we're still looking for that present. But it was good being with family and friends and my church family down there. So it was like being back at home.
Any Christmas traditions in the Baker household?
I mean, there was this fire truck. We have a volunteer fire truck. They do a Santa drop off on Christmas
Okay.
Eve. They drop off Christmas presents. That's pretty cool. And then we always go to my grandma's Christmas Eve. So spending time with my grandma, and with that we do the whole decorating cookies, and then we do Secret Santa with the adults, and the kids do Secret Santa within each other. So
okay.
that's also helps the budget.
Sure,
So,
a little bit different there.
Yep.
Well, overall, looking back at you guys, 4 and you look at your record here going into the second semester, 7-4, 1-1 in the league. Overall, what's your holistic, big picture look at what you guys did in the first semester?
I mean, I think a lot of it was just learning each other. I mean, we're brand new. I mean, we're all brand kind of new to each other, so it was a lot of learning and figuring out and just setting the standard of what we're about and trying to teach them those championship and winning ways. So not only just in the game, but also like the preparation and what's behind it. So we're just continuing to push that win mentality, or what are they doing every day to help us win a championship.
For you guys, I know that you started well against Emporia State. You know, I'm in Kansas City, so I can only read a box score, 72-64 loss to the Rams. But in terms of what you saw in the game and watching the game, being there at the game, what did you think was the difference there after the 9-point lead? But obviously, they were able to cut into that and then kind of force you guys in our place in the second half.
Yeah, we lost our game plan. So we were hot starting the game. So I think we were like 6 for 6 from the 3 or something to start the game, which was crazy. So that was really awesome, and we had this nice little, push and being up in the first quarter. Usually the first quarter we usually were down or right there in the first quarter, but we were up. We had a pretty good lead, and I think we got comfortable. And then we started going away from our game plan, and then we tried to just bring it back in. But by the time we tried to bring it back in, they had momentum. And when you're on the road like that, you can't give the home team momentum. So we gave them momentum. The crowd was behind them. They had a great crowd out there, and we just we beat ourselves, to be honest. And I mean, they're a good team, but we literally just gave it away.
For you guys in the locker room as a coaching staff, you personally, what was your message to your team going into the Christmas break? A lot of coaches talk about, hey, the only way we're going to enjoy this break is if we get a win. But obviously, half the teams that go into Christmas break are going to lose. How you pop out of it is more important than how you go into it. What was your message to your ladies in that locker room before you send them out off to the holiday?
I mean, I think the biggest thing, like our thing we preaching every day, is what are you doing to help us win? And are our goals aligned with your decisions and your habits and what you choose every day on the court and off the court? So our thing to them was over break, like, look, enjoy your family and friends, but at the same time, you have to understand we have a job to do when you get back, and make sure that you're putting this team first and this program first, and you're putting each other first, and not letting your family down, letting yourself down, or letting each other down. Like, make good decisions, and let's come back in shape. And then hopefully you got in the gym a couple days.
I'm assuming that takes my next question off the page there of how you hope to use the break. And overall, coming back to see practice this morning, looked like everybody was pretty much at least maintained their shape over the week. What your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, we looked a little rough this morning. We
Sure.
looked like we had 8 days off.
Which is
it's
understandable.
To be expected, right? Yeah, it's to be expected. I wouldn't have a job if they looked great.
Sure, of course.
So they're keeping me in my job right now. So I mean, they worked hard this morning, and we're just trying to get that rust off and just finding flow. But right now, we're also trying to learn from all our mistakes and just making sure that they're lessons and that we're actually applying the knowledge we learned. A lot of times you feel like, oh, that's something we learned this, and then we know what's wrong, but no one ever does anything about it.
Sure.
So right now, we're really trying to do applicable things that make us better, not just go over here and just lose games and just be like, oh, we lost here, this stinks, we're stuck here, we suck here. No, it's like, okay, what can we do to get better, and how do we apply this knowledge that we know where we need to get better? So that's what it is.
One main focus that I've noticed in practice, was physicality.
Yeah.
Particularly on the offensive end, which you don't normally hear that because you don't want to get fouls and all that. You want to play physical defensively, but you're talking about physicality on the offensive end a lot this morning. What were the points of emphasis for you in terms of how to be physical on offense here?
Well, we ran for every missed box out today, and we ran for every turnover today. So we ran a lot.
Okay.
But I do have to say I've never seen our team box out so hard. They when you don't put running on it, they just kind of, But when you, hey, we're gonna run for every missed box out, we box out a little bit harder. And then on the opposite end, I mean, we just gotta be more. We gotta be tough. Like I feel like toughness is something that's not God-given skill. It's toughness is a decision, and anyone can be tough. You don't have to be tall, athletic, or anything. You can be tough and be the shortest person on the court. You can still be tough and have an IQ. So we're just trying to focus on what we can control, which is toughness. On the offensive end, hitting people with screens, boxing out, executing plays, cutting hard. Those are things we're trying to work on right now.
Let's take our time out here. We're going to get set. We'll dive a little bit deeper into the Jennies. We'll get Coach MJ's thoughts on Washburn, the Turnpike Tussle first rivalry game as the coach. That's coming up on Saturday. Thursday is your next game. Doubleheader coverage begins at 5 on Mix 104.9 right here. You can also listen online, tvleague.com, or via the Odyssey app. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with Coach. And I'm also going to ask her about pride. It's a quite common question at practice. So I don't know if it's a rhetorical question or not. You're going to find out with me. I'm going to ask her about it next when we come back. Live from 627 Event Space. This is Hornet Talk. You're listening to Emporia State Basketball.
Save big on your auto loan at Emporia State Federal Credit Union. For a limited time, qualified buyers can finance their car purchase or refinance their existing loan for as low as 4.75% APR. You must apply before 12/31/25, so act fast. Or call today at 620-342-2336. APR equals annual percentage rate. Federally insured by NCA. Terms and conditions apply. All loans are subject to approval.
Newman Regional Health Medical Partners is proud to provide the same orthopedic and sports medicine care trusted by the athletes on the Hornet fields. Their expert medical team serves the greater Emporia area with comprehensive treatment for sprains, fractures, joint pain, and sports-related injuries. Trusted by athletes and available to everyone. Schedule your appointment today with Newman Regional Health Medical Partners at 620-343-2376. Newman Regional Health, achieving healthy goals.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, racing, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer up. What you drive is really good and different for everyone. So it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand you, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
For a free personal protection review, contact Shelter Insurance Agent Dave Watts.
It's time to fall forward into football season and cheer on your favorite team. So why not get this gear for you and your family at Sports Connection? Sports Connection covers Emporia High, area high school team material, as well as USC Junior in-state gear. They also do custom spring training for your kids, booster club, and your family and friends. That's the spirit. The new fan gear from Sports Connection. Sports Connection, 2721 West 15th and 4.
Headed to the game or celebrating after? Swing by 627 Event Space Bar and Grill. Whether you're grabbing a burger before kickoff or winding down with a beer after the buzzer, 627 has you covered. Emporia's go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and unbeatable vibes. 627 Event Space Bar and Grill. The new home for Hornet Talk at 627 Commercial. Proud supporters of the Emporia State University Hornets. Stingers up!
Your car ready? The team at Black Cripps Automotive is proud to be a part of the Apple Network. With over 14,000 Apple Auto Care centers, you'll always have an ASE certified mechanic nearby. The next time you need service, head to Black Cripps Automotive for the expertise and quality service you need to keep your ride on the road wherever you're headed. Black Cripps Automotive, 3105 West 6th Avenue in Emporia. Mix 104.9.
Well, just a couple of practices, and the Lady Hornets and Hornets will be back in action on Thursday, New Year's Day, as they take on the Mules and Jennies there in Warrensburg. We'll have the coverage for you beginning at 5 o'clock right here on Mix 104.9. What are your thoughts on the New Year's Day tip-off? Not always something that happens, and kind of gets a mixed bag there in terms of when you play these games. A lot of times these games will be played earlier in the day, like in 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock time window, but they decided to go with the late night, and I know that they've got some sort of an event there for the people in Warrensburg trying to get people jazzed up to come into the game. But what are your thoughts on this? I mean, hey, you got to play the game whenever it's on your schedule, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. But I mean, we're playing the Godfather on New Year's Day, so we're bringing
Sure.
the New Year, playing the Godfather, the MIAA. So it should be good, and I mean, this should be. I mean, what a better way as a hooper to come in the New Year playing basketball.
Well, yeah, I
So,
don't know. You know, have you met Coach Pfeiffer?
I met him at the media day, but he was actually one of the first people who called me and congratulated
Okay.
me, and he took a week, spoke with me for a long time on the phone. So it was really good hearing him and just picking his brain a little bit and just hearing his thoughts about everything. So.
I wonder what he was thinking about being called the Godfather.
The Godfather? You have to ask him.
I will ask him
Yeah,
that.
you have to ask
He's
him.
a great character to talk to. It's also weird because we're going to have these games, and you're going to play them in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
How do you like that? Do you,
Well, we're gonna see how we adjust.
Sure,
so,
I guess so.
So it'll be interesting to see what adjustments teams make and how you look in 2 weeks and what you do.
So we've got 2 segments here with Coach MJ, as you're noticing, and there is a reason for that. You guys are going a little old school. You got 2 a day.
We have 2
today.
days. We're on our second practice right now.
So to
Yep.
focus on your practices coming back, with them obviously always coming back from break, conditioning is part of it. But what are you guys working on, and how did you kind of balance out, okay, this is what we're going to work on in practice 1, and this is what we're going to break down in practice 2. So what's practice 2 right now?
Well, yeah. So practice 1 was more physicality, just a lot of competition, competitive, just getting them going again. Practice 2 right now is just a lot of IQ, kind of sharpening things, getting a lot of shots, skill work, and just going through plays. So it's still physicality today.
Are you one of those coaches that when he or she has to be a little hands-off, I know some coaches, they always want to be hands-on. Obviously, you're here, so trusting the coaching
Oh,
staff.
yeah.
Are you someone who
Oh yeah, I got
delegate?
great assistants. Yeah, so it's been great. I mean, Josh does a good job, and Taylor's been with me for 3 years and played for me, so he knows me probably better than anyone. So
One of the things that you'll hear if you go to an Emporia State practice is every once in a while, Coach MJ will break down something to talk to the girls, and in the middle of the sentence just say, pride, and everybody will answer, pride. Never heard that before. You explain when you guys are doing that kind of song and response, or however, I don't know what it means. What does that mean, pride?
well, pride for us is I got you, coach, and I'm taking pride in what you said. So a lot of times coaches say something to the players, and they just look at you dumbfounded.
Sure.
Or they always have something to say back. So pride kind of gets it where, hey, this is what's going on. Pride, and I got you, coach, because I'm getting a response that you actually comprehended or at least heard that I was talking to you. And then the second part of it, it also stops people who like to talk a lot, just pride.
Sure.
So it's like, no, but pride. Pride. That's, and it's like, I got you, coach. I hear what you're saying. I'm going to do better.
Is
So,
this something that is this like a Coach MJ
yeah, I've done it for
active?
years and years and years. I don't even know where I got it from, but I've done it since I can remember.
Wow.
It's just a way. I just got tired of coaching and like talking to people, and they're looking at you, and you're like, did you hear anything I just said?
Sure.
And instead of saying yes, coach, or yes, ma'am, or yes, sir, or no, you know what I mean? And then you get those players who like to talk.
Sure.
So it's like, I don't want to hear excuses. I just want to hear pride. Just say I got you, coach.
Right. Well,
Yep.
and they always respond that
Yep,
way.
they do.
Who is your biggest coaching influence?
I mean,
Just in terms of not
yeah.
necessarily like why you run the
Yeah.
offensive systems, but like how you coach the way you coach.
I think a lot of it is I learned a lot of what not to do through some experiences, but
As
I
a
am an
player?
avid reader. So I just finished Don Staley's book. I just finished Dan Hurley's book. I'm on Steph Curry's book right now.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like a big time reader. So I honestly have to say, like, I've had mentors I've come across and I study like really great coaches, but a lot of mine is not necessarily Coach Vanderveer from Stanford. She was someone that I had a close experience with, and she became a mentor. Like, I talked to her a lot. From Stanford, we had a coaching clinic we did together and stayed in like a house in Wyoming together, like a summer house.
Wow.
And so I had a week with her, and so that was really cool. And so obviously she's one of the most winning coaches
Hall
in
of
Division
Famer.
One.
Yeah.
So I've studied her a lot, but a lot of it I just study. I study coaches. I love coaching. Like, my love language is coaching clinics. You know how people like love, they're like touching and affection and words of affirmation. I love coaching clinics. That's like the best thing to do hang out with me, so watch coaching clinics or read a book or
So for coaching clinics, do you mean clinics with players or clinics with coaches?
Oh,
For
coaches.
coaches.
For coaches, by coaches, for coaches.
Oh, by
so,
coaches.
yep.
Is there one? Well, and I
Well,
know.
coaching you live is like really huge for me. I love coaching you live. That's pretty big. And there's like basketball headquarters. There's all kinds of different coaching classes out there. Championship has a lot of them too, but I'm like an avid just learner. I'm a nerd.
Well, I know that something that you said, and something I think that it was Steve or maybe it was David Stafford said that there you got hired was that Frank Doty and you had a good relationship, and you want to talk about a guy that had clinics.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Coach Doty. Did you guys kind of bond over that?
No, I've never seen Coach Doty talk.
No, really?
No, never heard him speak, but I heard that clinics and camps and everything. I think we just align with our energy.
Sure.
Our energy and our spirit and just who we are as far as people. I think that's why we align so well.
He was a big guy. I don't know how many coaching clinics he did, but he used to have tons of basketball camps for sure.
Yeah.
So, well, very interesting. I'll have to ask you about your favorite basketball team next week.
Okay.
So we'll ask about that. I did want to ask you about, because this is going to be your first turn-time tussle coming up on Saturday. How do you approach rivalry games?
Well, I was just in Topeka today.
Okay.
I was in there today. My daughter rides horses out there. So I was letting Washburn know we're coming.
Okay.
Yes, I was trying to stamp, put my little Holy Spirit oil and pray over Camp Topeka because we're coming. But I'm excited. I mean, I've heard so many good things about this rivalry, and then also with Pitt State and some other rivalries. So we're excited to experience it. Hopefully we do well.
Well, and let's end up on this matchup coming up on Thursday. I mean, you talk about two of the historical perennial powers in the MIAA. Certainly, over the last 20 years or so, it doesn't get much better than the Jennies and the Lady Hornets. I mean, they've combined for a couple of national championships. I mean, Washburn won another national championship with 3 teams in this pod this week, although somehow Central Missouri and Washburn, just so you guys know, Washburn, they are not playing on Thursday. This is a 3-team pod to make this weird 19-game schedule work. But Washburn and Central Missouri, they played this game at the end of Final Street. They've already got that, so Washburn will have a rest advantage on Saturday. Kind of interesting how all these things
Yeah, it's
play out.
interesting. Me and Coach B are always on the other end of the stick.
Yeah,
so to speak.
that's happened twice this year
Yes,
so far.
yes. We're on the other end of the stick on that. But you know what? If you want to get ready for the MIAA tournament, you have to learn how to win games back-to-back like this. So, I mean, this is a good test for us. And, I mean, we're playing 2 top teams in the nation in MIAA, 2 top teams in the conference, too. So, it's going to be a good test where we're at.
Coach, any thoughts on the Central Missouri matchup on Thursday? I know that you really like their they have 2 really good players, but Taylor Weiser, their sophomore.
Reese, I think that's how you pronounce it. She reminds me of Kaylin on our team, but she scores.
Yes.
Reese, she is tough. She just does everything. She's just a blue-collar kid. She runs point guard, then she goes post you up, then she goes at you. And then number 20 reminds me of a kid I coach who's starting at Kentucky right now. Her name's Amelia Hatchett. She's a 6'3" Australian kid. This kid's 6'3", shooting threes, turn around jump shots, like posting up. Like, I mean, Taylor is legit.
Yes.
Like, so, I mean, they're both different players, but very good players.
Reese Schaff and Taylor Weiser, they are 2 very good players, and they'll be tough matches. The Lady Hornets are going to be ready to go. Coming up on Thursday, 5 o'clock for the Army Dot pregame show, 5:30 tip-off for the ladies, and to follow on Mix 104.9. Coach, go get them. Let's have a
Yes,
happy
thanks,
New Year.
Blake. Yep, Happy New Year's, y'all.
Coach MJ, ladies and gentlemen, getting set here for the Jennies and Mules coming up on Thursday. When we come back, we're going to go to our player interview for the week. Jack Weigus, a freshman guard from Willowbrook, Illinois. He'll be joining us right after this. Live from 67th Event Space. This is Hornet Talk. You're listening to Emporia State Basketball.
Is your car ready? The team at Black Creek Diesel and Automotive is proud to be a part of the Napa Network. With over 14,000 Napa Auto Care Centers, you'll always have an ASE certified mechanic nearby. The next time you need service, head to Black Creek Diesel and Automotive for the expertise and quality service you need to keep your ride on the road wherever you're headed. Black Creek Diesel and Automotive, 3105 West 6th Avenue in Emporia.
Save big on your auto loan at Emporia State Federal Credit Union. For a limited time, qualified buyers can finance their car purchase or refinance their existing loan for as low as 4.75% APR. You must apply before 12/31/25, so act fast. Apply today at EFSU.com. Text or call today, 620-342-2336. APR equals annual percentage rate. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply. All All roads are subject to approval.
When you need fast care, Newman Regional Health Medical Partners Express Care is here for you. Conveniently located on site at Newman Regional Health, Express Care offers walk-in service for non-emergency illnesses and injuries. No appointment needed. Open 7 days a week to keep you feeling your best. Call today at 620-343-7828. Trust Express Care for quick, reliable treatment. Newman Regional Health Medical Partners Express Care, helping the Hornets achieve their healthy goals.
Negative play. George County
A
Council.
winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person. When you play with your dog, make sure everyone's in the right coat. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience. With Shelter Insurance, you can count on local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Shelter agents Kelly Lograno and Dave Watts are proud sponsors of this Hornet Talk.
Catch the spirit and gear up for game day with Sports Connection, Kansas leading team sporting goods provider. Sports Connection is your go-to for anything sporting goods, with the biggest brands in sports at competitive prices. Whether you're there for the tailgate or touchdown, Sports Connection has the ESE fan apparel for game day that you need. Show your Hornet pride and get your fan gear at Sports Connection, 2721 West 15. Stingers up.
Headed to the game or celebrating after? Swing by 627 Event Space Bar and Grill. Whether you're grabbing a burger before kickoff or winding down with a beer after the buzzer, 627 has you covered. Emporia's go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and unbeatable vibes. 627 Event Space Bar and Grill. The new home for Hornet Talk at 627 Commercial. Proud supporters of the Emporia State University Hornets. Stingers up.
Mix 104.9.
Emporia State men coming into this week at 4-7, 0-2 in the MIAA, and looking to pick up their first conference win as they go on the road to Central Missouri. The Mules are 11-4 and 2-1. So it'll be Emporia State at UCM, New Year's Day, 7:30 tip-off for the men. And our RV pregame show for the doubleheader begins at 5 o'clock at the Hughes Athletic Center. We'll see you at the multi coming up on Thursday on Mix 104.9. Joining us now, averaging 6 points per game for the Hornets, and he is shooting a blistering 50% from the three-point line. A 6'3" freshman guard from Willowbrook, Illinois. Jack Weigus joining us on the show here. Jack, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Brad.
For you, first semester kind of in the books. For you, what were your expectations coming into the year, and kind of how you were making that jump and transition from high school basketball to maybe the biggest and best Division II conference in the country?
Yeah, so my expectations were I just knew it would be a hard jump. I knew that it would be a lot different. Physicality would be a lot harder, but getting into it, really finding my role on this team. And it's made very easy by my teammates, my coaches, just the people around here. It's been very easy to settle in. Once I settled in, I felt very comfortable.
What do you feel like is your role on this team?
I think I just have to be smart, make shots, play good defense, and be very smart when I'm out there.
Well, I mean, you look at the spark, you have 4 double-digit scoring games. All have come off the bench, and in all of those games, you hit at least 2 3-pointers. When you're on the bench in that mindset, now you started the last game. To say whether you're going to start on Thursday or not, I don't know. But when you are coming off the bench, what's the mindset that you try to keep yourself in so that you're prepared and ready to go once Coach Billeter puts you in?
Yeah, so Coach Dev, our assistant, actually, he was telling me just when you're out there, like try to visualize yourself in that situation. So I think the first 5 minutes of the game, I'm really seeing where the holes are, where I can get my shots at, and defensively where I'm supposed to be position-wise. So that has made it a lot easier just envisioning, like visualization, especially right before I'm about to check in. I know where my shot is. I know how to get to my shot, and that just makes me more comfortable out there.
And I know that the Williams School game didn't go the way that you guys wanted to, but I thought that that was really kind of the coming out party for you, because you guys were down pretty big, but you came in, you go 3 for 3 from the field, you hit 2 threes, 2 of 3 from the three-point line, you scored 10 points in 14 minutes, and you guys almost came back in that game. How did that kind of give you confidence to say, okay, by this team. And I can continue to do this, and you have. You've done it in a lot of games. You've come in off the bench, and you've been that spark when you've been in there.
Yeah, I think it was just finally good to see Chaco and just remind myself what I'm capable of. And I think that game encapsulated a lot of the work and the preparation that I've had for staying graduate. And I think that's been a big model for me.
We're talking with Jack Weigus, freshman guard from Emporia State men out of Willowbrook, Illinois. How did that feel getting that first start at Rocker?
It felt good. I just, like I said, I'm